Redneck Garage here. I figured I'd do a video on this. I wasn't gonna, but I seen that it was kind of popular on YouTube, and I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I've had this alternator for a few years, just waiting. Anyway, I've been wanting to do this for a few years, and here lately I've been seeing YouTube videos, people doing this. They're doing it all kinds of different ways. DIY generator. I wanted to talk to you about how I'm gonna do it, and I'm thinking I'll just do video footage the whole way through. I want to show you it first and show you everything I got on my messy bench. I picked up a bunch of mowers and pressure washers. I paid $50 for everything. I got 4 good mowers out of it, and one pressure washer, the pump is locked up, and then this one, the pump was just junk. Pumps are about $100. I buy, sell, trade all this stuff for at home. But look at the condition of this thing. It's like new. When I got it, all I had to do was put gas in it, and it fired right up. I checked the oil. The oil's like brand new, even though it's gonna get changed. The filter, brand new. It's gonna get changed. Anyway, we're gonna do a generator, an alternator generator for when we go riding, because there's a few places that we go for the weekend and there's no electricity. Now, mind you, we really don't use electricity when we're out. Our cell phones stay in our trucks for the whole weekend. Usually we don't get on the phone. We go riding. We have fun. But you know, just for instances, if we have a dead battery on something, or we need to use a compressor or some kind of power tool to fix something, because when we go, we're way out in the middle of nowhere. We go to Renegade Ridge and a few other places, and we camp the whole weekend with no electricity, no water, no nothing. If you don't bring it, it's not there. So we always stock up on water, gas. I mean, the place is just awesome. It's out in the middle of nowhere. It's just unbelievable to ride somewhere like that, where you know, you can't just walk up to the stand and say, hey, can I get a couple gallons of water or some gas? You know, it does not work that way. You got to drive for miles to get anything. But this is going to be for cold nights if we wanted to use a heater, electric heater, but I have propane heaters. So, because it does get pretty cold out there. The last couple times we went, it was the end of the season. I believe it was the last or second to last ride. It got pretty chilly out and it did rain, but it was fun. So we're gonna build this just so we have something. I'm gonna take some power tools, air compressors, like I said. Anyway, I'm gonna use a 3-wire GM alternator, and I'll do a series of videos as I'm building this, as I'm hoping to have it done by May. Now, these are real simple to wire up. They're just simple alternators. They got an internal regulator on them. Real easy. Now, tonight I went to Tractor Supply because, as you noticed, why I chose this one is because it already had the belt pulley, the V-belt pulley. Now, this is originally 78 amp alternator. I took it and had it rebuilt a few years ago when I planned this. There's a date here, but I can't really read it. I want to say 2016, somewhere in there. I had it rebuilt to 150 amp. But anyway, I took it and had it. It was junk. It was a bad alternator when I got it. I got it for nothing. And I had it rebuilt. It was cheap. It was like, I don't know, $100 or something to have it up to 150 amp. I think it's 150 amp, but I might have had it rebuilt to 200. But anyway, it's up there. It's not stock amperage. I know that because I had it done for this. And my plan is, even though I can use like a 5,000 watt power inverter with this setup, my plan is to just keep it simple, like 2,000 or 3,000, maybe a 2,800 or a 2,500 watt power inverter, and I'm not going to do a pure wave inverter. We're just going to do like a Harbor Freight special, just because it's just going to be powering some lights and an air compressor, and it'll do just fine for those things. We're not hooking sensitive electronics up. But I have it mocked up. I got to get some steel. I got it. I just got to go get it. I'm going to mount this alternator here, and it's going to be adjustable. I went tonight and got the belt and the little pulley. I'm hoping I got a big enough pulley. It's just a little bigger than what's on this alternator. But I kind of did that on purpose. This engine should spin around 3,000 RPMs or so, which I could up the RPM if I wanted to, but 3,000 RPM should be plenty for this alternator to charge even at a high load. So I got a little bigger of a pulley than what's on here, about like a half inch maybe. So it should do just fine. I shouldn't have any problems with this bogging down. I've seen a lot of people, they got pulleys like this on their motors and then pulleys like this on their alternator. That's not really good. I mean, it's not doing you any good at all, because now this is a 7.75 horsepower motor. A lot of people is using, around this range, 3 to 8, 10 horsepower, etc. This 7.75 horsepower should be plenty horsepower for what we're going to do with it. Like I said, I'm not putting an 8-inch or a 6-inch pulley on it because I want the engine to run nice and smooth. The smoother the engine runs, the easier it is going to be on fuel, and the easier it's going to take a load. So if I was to put a 5,000 watt power inverter on here and start using 2,000 watts of it by an air compressor or whatever, this engine's going to take that load a lot better than it would with a big pulley under here. Get what I'm saying? So I was aiming towards a 1-to-1 ratio, but it didn't work that way, but I'm real close. And I think this is going to idle just fine. It's going to run smooth, I'm hoping. But I know it's got to do better than some of the others I've seen on YouTube. When they put a load on it, their motor's like, it wants to die. I don't want that. I want smooth. I don't want no, I don't want that while I'm trying to sleep. I just want clear. Okay? I'm going to use angle iron simply because it's strong and it'll be able to support this alternator here. I already took the pressure washer crap off. I took the pump off. I was going to fix the pump. I said, heck with it. This is perfect for my generator. I'm going to put a battery right here. And then up here is going to be a power inverter in a weatherproof box. So if it rains, it ain't going to get wet. The battery's not going to get wet because I'm going to put it in a marine battery box. And the alternator, I'm going to build a water shield over it. So if it does rain, the motor's going to be a lot more forgiving than the electronics. So if it does rain, it'll just fall right off. It won't go down the vents of the alternator and ruin the alternator. So that's the key for the alternator. The battery, I'm not worried about all that much, but I want it to look nice. It's going to look clean. It's not going to look all hillbilly like a lot of them that I've seen. I'm going to have a control panel up here with a voltage gauge, and I am going to hook the dummy light wire up so the light will light up if the alternator stops charging. Then I know I can shut everything off and I can save my battery instead of draining it and killing it and fucking it up. But anyway, there's going to be a control panel right here with a on switch to kick the alternator on. Because if you have the alternator ready to charge when you pull the motor, it's going to be hard to pull it and get it started. So we're going to be able to turn it off, start it, flicker on, and go to town, and we'll have a voltage gauge, and I might even do an amperage gauge. So it tells me how many amps I'm drawing. That way I don't overdraw the alternator. Even though this 150 amp alternator should handle a 2000 watt power inverter with a deep cycle marine battery just fine. I shouldn't have any issues. I haven't done the math, but I'm pretty sure it should be okay. So in the next couple videos, I'm hoping we can go through this and get it done. I don't have everything right here right now, so we're not going to get started on it. I just put the pulley on. If you're watching this, you probably know how to put a pulley on. If not, it's real easy. You put the keyway on, you slide the pulley on, you tighten the little nuts. Some have a bolt that goes through the crank. This one has a threaded hole, but we're not going to use it. I just use them little locking nuts that come on the pulley. Never had a problem with those in the past on go-karts and stuff, so should be fine for running this. This thing runs nice and smooth and clean. I can't believe it. I got two of them. The one's not as nice, but it's not crappy either. So I may end up building two of these. I don't know, and sell one. But I know I'm going to do like a little 12 volt quick tire pump. I'm going to mount on here. And we're going to do that. I think we're going to do that. I don't know, not a big deal. But I'm going to have an outside receptacle down here with two receptacles, because the power inverter is going to be in an enclosed box, and I'm going to try and put a fan in there to kind of cool it with some holes, breather holes on the bottom to circulate air. But my goal is to mount it like right in here, and then the battery here, and the instrument panel here. If you want to see more videos on this, give me a thumbs up, like nobody does anyway. If you want to get notifications on my new videos, click the frickin' bell, you know, the little jingly thing over there in the corner. Yeah, not much to this video this time, but we can talk about, we're getting ready to go to Renegade Ridge. Like I said, that's why I'm building this, because last time we went, we didn't have any power, and we could have used some lights, to be honest with you. My battery operated lights just wasn't enough. So I've been slowly going through the toys. I pressure washed them all yesterday. I bought a carburetor tuning screwdriver so I can tune the boys' go-kart, because I'm taking it. And I'm going to try and get some better tires for it and whatnot. So sorry about that, the phone rang. Anyway, we're getting ready to go to Renegade Ridge, and I'm going through all the toys, going to grease all the grease fittings and all that stuff. My four-wheeler battery was dead. I don't know why, because I start it all the time. So I don't know if one of the kids was playing on it and left the key on or something, but it was dead yesterday. But I got it good to go now. What else? Well, we'll just see what I got to do. I got the welder, and I'm going to be working on the trailer because I'm going to put a dovetail on it. We're going to do all kinds of stuff. So stay tuned for some more videos. Later.